Hello everyone, this is our first chapter, computer memory and storage. In this chapter, we are going to cover memory unit of a computer. So before start this lesson, it's very important to learn about what is CPU because memory is a unit of what a central processing unit. So before learn, we must know about CPU. What is CPU? Already you learn in previous standards, okay, but this year also we have to learn, now also we have to learn about CPU and its parts, its units, and then we have to start what this chapter. So let's see first what is CPU. Actually CPU is a very important part of a computer. Sometimes it is called the brain of a computer. Why? Because it has storage, so it can store data, even it can take decision. That means is able to take what a decision, and even it can manage or also can follow, also can monitor what flow on data. So what these are some features of what this electronic brain. Okay, now let's see what is the full form of CPU. CPU stands for a central processing unit. Actually it is a processing unit. We know what is processing. Processing means what? To turn what? Raw data to useful information, or to turn raw material to useful material. That is called what a processing. Okay, that means if we have what any raw material, you want to turn to any useful material or you want to use it, so directly it cannot be used. First processing is required. Okay, so for that purpose here also we have a machine, and what is that? CPU. Okay, and it has what? Three main units. What these are? First control unit, then second one is arithmetic and logic unit, and last one that we have to learn in this chapter, what is that? It's memory unit. Okay, so first let's see what is the control unit. Control unit, it control the entire flow or monitor entire flow of data. Next arithmetic and logic unit, whatever calculation or the related arithmetic, related logic, these calculations are completed through this unit. What is that? ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. And at the end, what is the last one? That is a memory unit. Memory unit store data temporarily, also permanently. Temporarily means what? Wherever, whenever it is required. Okay, and temporarily means if computer is on, then only it will store data, then only it will use that memory. Okay, after switch off the system, it will not store at that place. Okay, so that is called what a temporary memory. And second one is that permanent memory or permanent storage, where it will store what a data permanently, means for a long time, even after switch off the computer. Now let's see the components, means internal parts of CPU. Actually this part made up of or constructed by different parts or different components. So what these are? First let's begin with the main board. It is called motherboard also. It is located inside the cabin of CPU, and it is a green color board. It has what? The different sub components, like it has a processor chip, then it has RAM slot, then it has cooling fan and other slots like graphics card slot. Okay, and so many other components are installed here. Then next one, SMPS. It is similar to what a power station, which distribute the power according to their capability. Then next one, that is hard disk. It is secondary storage. It will store data permanently. Next it's DVD ROM, will allow you to store data in CD, DVD, or will allow you to retrieve data from CD or DVD. Then next, that is RAM. It is located on a motherboard. So what these are the internal components of what a CPU. Okay. Now let's see what is memory. Actually, memory is a unit of CPU. It has or the CPU consists of three different units. Memory is one of them, and this unit is responsible to store data temporarily and permanently. Okay. Now, now let's see the two parts of what a memory unit means. Here, memory unit of computer has two parts. What these are? First one is a primary memory, as I said, primary memory, and second one, that is secondary memory. Okay. Now we have to learn primary memory and secondary memory hereafter. So let's see first what is primary memory in short, and what is secondary memory. Okay. So primary memory means working memory of computer, and it is called what the main memory of a computer. It stores data temporarily. That means still computer is on. When you switch off your computer, it will erase, it will remove what the contents are there over primary memory. And the secondary memory means what it works opposite of primary memory. Like primary memory store data temporarily till computer is on. So what about secondary memory? It will store data even after switch off the computer. That means it will store data for long time. So this is called secondary memory. Also it is called what the permanent memory. Why it is called permanent memory? Because it stores data permanently for long time even after switch off the computer. That means we can retry those things what we stored, okay, before few days whenever we required. Okay. So let's say about primary memory. So here we have a primary memory. You can see here we have a small pic of what a primary memory, and you can see actually it is a chip. Okay. Generally it is located on what motherboard. So let's see now what is primary memory. As I said, a primary memory, it is called working memory of computer, or it is called main memory of a computer. That means speed of computer is depend on what this primary memory. That means whenever you will run any program, whenever you will start or whenever launch any software, then the software will take place on this memory. So it is called working memory. That means it create what platform to run what application. So this is called what a main memory or working memory of CPU, and this is located on what it is located on motherboard. It has what a slot. There is a separate slot, and there are locks also. Using those locks you can lock what this primary memory. And you can see here are two types of what primary memories. Okay, first one, that is RAM stands for random access memory, and we have one more primary storage or primary memory, that is ROM, read only memory. But RAM is temporary memory, means it is a volatile memory. Why? Because it stores data temporarily. Okay. What about ROM? It is also primary memory, but here you cannot write anything. Okay, already instructions are exist in this memory, so you cannot write anything here. Simply this memory is used by system whenever you will call, whenever you will run CPU. Okay, means important instructions are given in ROM. Those instructions are called when you will start, when you will boot your system. So there are two types of primary memories. First one RAM, and second one is a ROM. RAM stands for random access memory, and second one ROM stands for read only memory. RAM, it is fixed on motherboard. Okay, easily you cannot remove RAM. But what about RAM? It can be easily removed from motherboard because there is a separate word slot, and RAM, it is locked using what the locks what are there. By unlocking those locks, you can easily remove whenever you required. Okay, now let's see what is next point. This after our next point is the types of memory. Here let's see the types of memory. Now memory, it is a unit of CPU, and here there are two types of water memories and memory unit. The first one is a primary memory and second one is a secondary memory. As I said, primary again divided in two types, RAM and ROM. Again, RAM, it is divided in two types, SRAM, static random access memory, and D stands for dynamic random access memory. Okay, and ROM, again, it is divided in PROM, okay, EPROM and EEPROM. So what these are the types of what ROM. Okay, now we have to learn what these types. Okay, on next page. But enough for today. I will continue the classification of primary memory on next session. Okay.